No, ladies and gentlemen, you are not living in a simulation. Frank Lampard is Chelsea manager. He's had his first press conference as the gaffer returning to Stamford Bridge, and I'm going to go full Ash Ketchum for this video. And I'm feeling good. Let's talk about what he had to say, what he's going to do moving forwards, what the expectations are. Could he stay on? Spoilers, I don't think that's a good idea. Don't get it twisted. But this is just, the more I think about it, the more this makes sense. He knows the club, he knows the staff, he knows the players. Most of the players like him. The crowd certainly like him. It will elevate the mood in Stamford Bridge for the remaining games of the season and for all his managerial faults. If you've got talented players, they will score goals under Frank Lampard. It's just a feel-good season. Feel-good season? It's not a feel-good season. It's a feel-good situation that allows the ownership a little bit more time to assess fully who's going to be the full-time appointment, unless Frank Lampard wins every single one of his games in the Premier League and wins the Champions League. I don't think he's going to get the permanent job, although he'll feel like it's done him some good. Look, we're going to get into lots of stuff today, how Frank will try and turn Chelsea's fortunes around and what he said. Thank you for joining me. Things are popping off with Chelsea, so do consider subscribing to this channel if you're yet to do so, and should you choose to do so, you should hit that sweet, sweet bell, baby. Also, why not drop a like, eh? Come on. Drop a like for the good times, baby girl. First off, let's read on what the website is saying on Frank Lampard's appointment. Frank Lampard has expressed his joy in returning to Chelsea as he faced the media for the first time since after being appointed caretaker manager on Thursday. Our all-time record goal scorer has agreed a deal until the end of the season to take become. There you go, Chelsea FC, multi-billion pound club, spelling mistake in their, not announcement, but follow-up piece. So he's going to become our caretaker manager following the departure of Graham Potter, with his first game in charge set to be this weekend. Woo! Against Wolves. He spoke about that. He spoke about the talent and scoring goals. We'll speak about all that in just a moment. Lampard spoke to the media shortly after the confirmation of his return, with our former midfielder explaining why he jumped at the chance to take this opportunity and expressed his delight at sealing a move back to Stamford Bridge. And bearing in mind, guys, this is interim. It's like a couple of months. He didn't get his goodbye as a player. He sort of was rushed out the back door. He said that in his first stint as manager. And he didn't get to say goodbye as a manager. This is, look, mate, there's an end date to this. It goes well, it goes bad. Fans won't get on his back because they know, look, we're pretty much cooked anyway. So you get your goodbye, Frankie Lampard. It makes me feel good. He said this: "It was an easy decision for me because this is my club." I'm also a very practical person. It's been a difficult path since I left Chelsea, but I've come back as I've been asked to be back with a belief that I can help until the end of the season, and that is really great. I'm delighted to get the opportunity, and I'm thankful. I'm confident in myself, and I've got a good understanding of the squad. I've worked with many of them before. The training ground, the stadium, the fans. That's actually massive. It's not just about a good feeling back in the club. It's about the familiarization in a very small amount of time, you know. I will do my utmost in this period to give the fans what they want with all my heart, and you can genuinely believe that. The explanation of my role speaks for itself. But I'm not getting ahead of myself. I want to do the job to the best of my ability in a way that I can impact the club. I want to do the best I possibly can until the end of the season. And after that, we'll see what happens. Now, like I said, as much as I am delighted with this, don't make no bones about it, I don't think Frank Lampard coming back as a permanent manager is a good idea. He's the perfect solution for this situation, but he's not an elite Galactico manager. And like most Frankie super fans will tell you that. He knows the players, Players like him. Kai Havertz really liked him. Of course, Mason Mount loved him. Chile loved him. Thiago Silva had a really strong bond with Frank Lampard and was sad he went, even though we were doing bad at the time. Who else? There'll be other players as well. Obviously, Cesar Azpilicueta, captain Reece James. Pulisic. Mate, Project Restart Pulisic was the greatest Pulisic in his career playing under Frank Lampard. I read somewhere, or I heard on London is Blue podcast, originally Frank Lampard was scouting early Mudryk for Everton, and he was interested in Mudryk. Mudryk plays for Chelsea. I know he likes Ziyech, but I'm not sure whether he'd play him. He's got a good understanding of these players. I feel like Joao Felix he'd probably really like as well, a sort of, an offensive midfielder. Frank, he'll be like, you say to Joao Felix, Frank Lampard's going to coach you. Bloody wicked. Frank Lampard is a Hall of Famer attacking midfielder. That's going to excite Joao Felix more than Graham Potter. That is just simply how it is. In terms of how he's going to play, we've spoken about this before. I think he's going to start with the defensive midfield of Kante and Enzo. I don't think there's any getting away around that, and I think that's how it should be. Build the team around Thiago Silva. Of course, there's a few questions to be asked. Will he bring in Edouard Mendy? Of course, he's already replaced Kepa with Mendy, or with the new coaching and confidence of Kepa, does he keep him in place? Kepa, I don't know if Kepa will have a grudge against Frank Lampard for dropping him, because Kepa was, that season, bro, it was tragic. I think maybe he will be like, I'll just understand. But it'll be very interesting to see if Mendy knocks on this door hi Gaffer, remember me? Remember why you bought me? Can I play in goal, please? See what happens there. But Chile, Reece James will start. Thiago Silva, I think Wes Fofana is the kind of player he'll start. You got Benoit Badiashile actually starting centre-backs and centre-back positions, even if you're playing in a back three, unlike that Aston Villa game, that seemingly got Graham Potter sacked. You won't see any of that. I think Cucurella will probably suffer in terms of not getting selected under Lampard. I have this feeling that will happen. Who knows? Maybe you'll play him and maybe he'll be good. One thing I do want to talk about is strikers. Now, Lampard likes to play with a striker. I wouldn't be surprised if he uses Kai Havertz, but I would be surprised if he uses him as a lone striker. I think he'll look to play a centre forward. He liked to do it with Tammy, Giroud. I think whether it's going to be, Bruyer's not going to be back fit yet, so Datro Fofana or Aubameyang. Matt Law was speaking about perhaps Aubameyang being forced out because he's got an appearance bonus. But if he trains well and is looking fit, and Lampard says, I want to play with a striker, get in the freaking box, mate. We're going to truck a load of chances in there with Joao Felix, Enzo. Bang! Barrage that box. Nothing to lose. We're not going to get relegated. Let's go gung-ho and get used to scoring goals. Get it in your bloodstream, Bang, bang, bang. Felix, Havertz, run in the box. He does like Kovacic and Mount, but maybe if he play, I don't know how. I'm just so intrigued to see how he gets this work. Maybe he will be inclined to play a back four system just to get more attackers on, because we have a lot of attackers. Maybe he plays a back two of Wes Fofana, Thiago Silva, of course, Chilwell and James, and then a double pivot of Kante and Enzo. Or maybe, Kovacic or Kovacic or Kante could interchange, and one could be a finisher, one could be a starter. You could have, number 10 Joao Felix behind Aubameyang. Then he could just play two more attackers. He could play right wing Mason Mount. I don't want to see that. But, Madueke on the right, Misha Mudryk on the left. Come on, bada bing, bada boom. We score loads of goals. I think he'll do that. He was questioned about scoring goals, and he's spoken about high-quality chances, but he's already been assessing the squad. He knows a lot of the players. He's spoken about how he's worked with the players before. Of course, he referenced that. But he's already got an idea, how to play, what he wants to play. He already knows how he's going to set up Chelsea, which is incredibly exciting, because it might fail and be terrible, but in 7 months in charge, Potter didn't really know how he was going to set up Chelsea. But Frank Lampard already does. So it's very, very exciting indeed. Look, again, even if he does quite well and say we somehow get past Real Madrid and whatever and get knocked out by Bayern and we win a few games in the Prem and it looks good, he shouldn't be given the job, man. But who knows? If he absolutely kills it and changes my mind, he'd have to change a lot of people's minds. Again, of course, not everyone is happy with this. Frank Lampard said so as much. He brought it up. He said, spoken about have you got a message for the fans who want you to, you're excited that you're here? And he said something nice, but he says, look, and then, there'll be some people that aren't happy I'm here. He acknowledged that, he was like, he's a very sort of cerebral geezer. We know he's smart. And he'll probably, and he said look, I'm going to do my utmost. I'm here to, they want me to be here for a reason. Just really nice, amicable stuff. No one panic. We all are, but we're going to try our hardest. He also referenced how he cannot confirm his backroom staff yet. Of course, it's been rumoured and reported that he wants to bring in Ashley Cole and Joe Edwards and Paul Clement, actually, as well. Which is all pretty generic for Frank's backroom staff. Fabrizio Romano said John Terry wouldn't be opposed to joining him on his team, which would be amazing. Especially, it seems so memey, box office, silly, hilarious, and all that. But the fact how it's all interim basis to the end of the season, YOLO, fuck, I nearly swore, Ruddy, get him in there. Just get him all in there. It's only a couple months. Might as well have the vibes. All in on the vibes. Why not? Get JT in the dressing room. When we play Arsenal, he's like, kind of thing. The opposite of what we had with Potter. Just get him in there. Get him all in there. It's just a bit of fun, innit? We've had so much difficulty and stress, and now we can have a bit of fun. Nagelsmann, Luis Enrique, they'll have appropriate amounts of time to be scouted appropriately by the Chelsea hierarchy and sporting director army we've got. I know all that stuff. They don't want to miss. That's what all the journos are saying, that this time they do not want to miss with the permanent appointment. So this gives them time. It's a PR win. He might even do well, or whatever well is subjectively in this scenario, and it gives them ample time to assess the situation and go and get a long-term project gaffer without making any too many financial whoopsies on the way. Oh god, just spend loads of money now to give to Bayern and, tempt Nagelsmann in now with loads of extra money and, he won't have time to assess the squad and he'll lose a few games and suddenly the mood will change and you haven't given him a favourable start. No, none of that. Put everyone on ice, chill the F out, Lamps come in, let's have some good times. Lampard will command very little wages comparatively. He certainly won't be the 4th highest paid manager in the world like Potter was. He'll be on a modest, salary. I'm sure he gets some sort of bonus for just being, helicoptered in. But he's delighted. He gets to manage Chelsea again. A bit of unfinished business in terms of he's not going to get fired in 2 months. He can just do his thing. He can remind the footballing world he's a manager. If he wins a couple of games, that will put him in good stead to get another job. And he gets that knockout tie that he was denied in the Champions League when Tuchel took over. And Tuchel was very empathetic and mindful of that. He said, look, Lampard, Frank had an excellent group stage. It's his groundwork. And he's very magnanimous and respectful, as Thomas Tuchel is, about that. And it's almost like karma, he comes back and gets to have that. Granted, it's a bit of a horrendously difficult tie against a side that just absolutely touched up Barcelona in the Nou Camp last night. But, he still gets to do it, which is great for him. I'm so excited and keen to see how he sets up against Wolves and indeed moving forwards. I think, like I said, he's going to play a striker. He's going to turn to the leaders like Thiago Silva. He will be delighted Kante's back. He loves to play Kante. Striker, wingers, Pulisic will love this, by the way. Pulisic had a great relationship with him. So for all your hipsters there that like Pulisic, I just don't know what to expect. Basically, I've had a shot of life back in my neck towards the end of the season where I thought I was just going to keel over and that was the end. You know what I mean? Anyway, this is where we are. Let me know what you think. I'm very, 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 very interested to hear what you man think. Also, thank you for your interactions. A little click of like there. Thank you very much. Subscribe, etc., etc. And as soon as there's news, and there's always ruddy news, I will upload and give you the information accordingly in my reaction. So when you do subscribe, you hit the bell, because that's the only way you can get notified. Thank you so much, friends. I will see you very soon. Peace.